to me, what's interesting now is how our minds work, like neuroscience, for example.
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to Jamila's Time. Today's video we're going to be doing something different. As you can see, I have two special guests with me here, and today's video we're going to be shooting a video about mental health and mindset. So can you introduce yourself, Grace?
I'm Grace. I have been here before and I'm back again.
Yay!
I'm Kristine. I'm Jamila's friend, and this is my first appearance, I guess. Guys, remember, we're not professionals. This was purely our experience as regular human beings. If you're really struggling and nothing helps you, please seek professional advice and help.
Yeah.
But why do we need to talk about mental health? Why do we need to put it in our everyday life? Why is it so important? What do you?
Because it makes life so much simple and easy. I can't even express. Like, you stress so much less. Like, my friend circle is not big, but the ones I have, they're so close to me, and I consider them my family.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know quite a lot of people, but I choose where to dedicate my energy and open up to whom, you know. But I see, you know, like, I see it by their actions, you know, who are the people who are there for me, rather than just like coming to me like when, you know, there's a party, there's something happening, the money's in the, like, you know, like they're basically like taking something away from you rather than just like adding up, you know. So it just makes life simple. That's my best advice.
I'm more happier. You become more happier. I would say you become more happier when you know you talk about, you know, I mean, when you know your mental status as well. Because to me, I mean, personally, I would say I want to do everything for me to be okay. But also when I remember, like, I have a little girl, I'm like, if I'm not, you know, okay in my head, or you know, if I'm not healthy, like, how am I gonna take care of that person? Also, when I'm like, okay, if I'm in a relationship, I have to be okay so that I don't make my partner feel bad and stuff. Like, I have to be totally okay, so to be a more loving person and stuff, to take care of myself.
And it also helps you how you see different situations, how you react to different things. It basically improves your life,
health
and everything. Because like you choose to not react to different things, you choose where to put your energy. So meaning you're not going to react to things that are minor. You have to. So I think it's really important.
And trust me, when you react to everything, like, I remember, like, you know, certain things happened, and then, you know, because I used to react to everything, be like this and this and this. But that's the same, like, I'm in a process, like, okay, I know my everyday, like, I'll go and work out and stuff, but then something comes and then boom, bothers me.
You're completely out of balance.
Then I will not work out. Then my schedule is gonna be like, I can't work out. I can't even study well because I'm a student. So it's like, I can't even study well because something is bothering me. But also learning to know, like, you know, okay, for example, Jamila, you come and say, Grace, you're stupid, and I know, like, God, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm gonna continue with my life doing my own things, rather than feeling like, oh my gosh, she said I'm stupid. I start crying, not knowing my self-worth, or not loving myself enough. Then I'll take, like, what you said, because then I'll think, like, it's true, but it's not true. It's just the mind, like, you know, learn, you know, how to watch your mind. No, you are not your mind. The mind is just, you know, you can control the mind, but don't let your mind control you. Try to control it. That's just something I'm learning, because sometimes I let my mind actually control me. It's back and forth.
It's always this, like, game.
It's a game.
Yeah, exactly.
I do agree. So since we all agree that we've been somewhere when we don't know a lot about mental health, and now that we know about mental health, would you give any, like, examples of where a person can be in a tough situation? We can give certain example. It can be on a personal level, or just an experience, so that people don't think of mental health as just something big. It can be even something small, you stressing about your schoolwork or something like that, for example.
I have, like, very, like, minor example. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, and as soon as, like, my body wakes up, like, my mind just runs and, like, do this, you need to fix that, remember this, you know, work and personal life, just boom, in one, like, whirlpool, basically. And then I was like, okay, Kristine, you need to stop, close your eyes. It's like some deep breaths, and that's like, it does calm my mind. And like even heart rate, you know, like sometimes I can wake up in the morning like stressing about something, and my heart rate, I feel like it, boom, so fast in the morning, and then I just breathe, calm down. And I don't allow myself to go out of bed until I actually calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
But it happens, like it's literally 2 minutes sometimes. Like it can go really fast. But you catch yourself, you know, like stressing about something, and I'm like, I don't want to have this day where I'm like all over the place. I want to be present, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is like a mini example.
Yeah,
you know,
you don't want to destroy your day because of something you're thinking
Yeah.
about. I mean, to me, that's the same thing. It's like when I have really learned like to watch my mind. Like that has helped me, like not knowing. For example, when instead of saying like, oh, I'm sad or what, I would say I'm feeling sad, because I know that I'm not sad me personally, but it's just a feeling that I'm sad. But I feel sad. But also learning like, okay, I feel sad, but then I'll try to understand myself. Why am I, like asking myself that question? Why am I sad? I mean, why do I feel sad and stuff? Understanding that question, and then reflecting and sit down. That's the where I come to spending time with yourself, so that you can know, instead of me like, you know, trying to cover everything. I'm like, oh, I'll get alcohol and drink all this and this. I'll try to spend time with myself, trying to know where is that feeling coming from, so that if it's somebody or anything, I wouldn't be so harsh. I would know like, okay, this is how I'm gonna handle and stuff. So I feel like it's very important to, you know, I've also been anxious before, like you know, just being, you know, scared of some certain stuff. I start like, you know, panicking and shaking and all that. Like that feeling is the worst feeling. But now I'm not that anymore, because then I knew like, okay,
you don't want to be that way.
Exactly, yeah. Then I chose like, you know what, I have to work on myself. I'm not gonna stay like the rest of my life like being anxious and stuff. Then I thought about it, everything. Why am I like this? Like the why is good, and after the why you'll be like, how am I exactly better? Like sit, reflect, and then everything is gonna be good.
I'll sip on that.
Yeah, exactly. Like reflecting, really, and also we have this like, you know, we like here, you know, like, you know, being like, oh, I would say like saying like, oh, this person has done this and this, but at the end of the day, okay, that thing is there, you have gone through the situation, but then don't stay a victim like in that situation, because it's gonna fuck up your mental health. Like it's gonna fuck, but rather know like, okay, it's not me, maybe it's the person, or it's there, like respect anything. At this point I've also learned to be grateful for the bad, actually, because there is reason why bad situations happen, but take care of yourself, love yourself more, that you're not gonna allow yourself stay in that situation. You get out of
rather
it.
catch it early before it hurts.
Exactly.
You know?
And getting to know myself, affirming, saying like, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm kind, and it has helped me to know like, you know what, actually I'm beautiful, actually I'm kind, so I can't allow, so why are this situation happening to me, so I just have to fix and all that. So
you have to take responsibility,
exactly,
you know? And not just like be, oh, this is these people who did it.
Yeah, exactly, like don't blame people, because people, they are the way they are, like don't sit and blame people like all the fucking time. Like try to sit and take care of yourself instead of taking care of other people. Like just take care of yourself and know yourself, and know, okay, if I'm kind, then I can do something nice, I can compliment on somebody else instead of focusing on some.
I think a big one is also to admit your mistakes, because because if you can't do it like a, you know, kind person, like I think like a lot of people were, you know, egoistic. Sometimes even I am like that, like we're all people. But when I catch myself like being harsh on somebody, because I know I did a mistake, then I'm like, am I like being honest here with myself?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
Like,
and it takes courage to like come to somebody and like, hey, you know, the situation here, I didn't like how I handled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, if you say sorry, some of the people they take it as a weakness, but actually it
doesn't matter. You said you're sorry.
Yeah, but also say sorry when you mean it. That's where we come to admit your mistake. You know, like, you know what I've done. I will not just say sorry, like, oh, Jamila, I'm sorry, but I will know like I did this thing to Jamila.
Have a conversation about it. You know?
Exactly. Like I'll be like, you know, I did this, and then we are going to talk about it, no matter how I'm scared and stuff, no matter the outcomes, but then be truthful to yourself.
And it helps you when you talk about a certain, like those situations, and also you say sorry, because first of all, if you bury the situation, it eats up your mind.
Also, it's gonna come up somewhere in the future.
Yeah. And also, it's like, you know, being fake with somebody. You know, I'm feeling some type of way about you, and then I'm here smiling like, oh, Jamila, you know, let's hang, oh, let's do this. But when I know something is wrong, rather I will just, like, you know, be like, you know what, Jamila, I feel this some type of way. And if the person they are not willingly to listen, or they are gonna take it like, oh my God, this person said this and this. Like, no, like then those persons are not meant for you. They are not meant to be in your life, basically. Because you took courage to say like, oh, this is how I feel, and then it's gonna be like the person is gonna take it personal. Like, why? Like, I took courage to tell you, like, oh, I did this, or you did this, or you know, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
And since we have talked a lot, we've given a lot of advices, and we've really talked like broadly about mental health, mindset. Do you want to say something you've learned in this journey, like something you've learned in this journey, and what would you do better to improve your mental health? Because like we said, we are still on a journey. It's a process. You can always go back to zero, but you always have to come back up. So what do you think? Why?
I mean, I think our answers will vary a lot, you know. For example, as I told, like, I kind of naturally ended up in this like confident mindset or whatnot, and then when I started listening podcasts, reading books, I was like, but this is how I do it as well. And then to me, what's interesting now is how our minds work, like neuroscience, for example. It might be very boring for somebody, but it's so interesting.
I love neuroscience.
Yes, it's like, you know, you're discovering these new things about yourself, you know, like how your body works, and to me it's like...
Actually, my favorite neuroscience doctor is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's really good, like on YouTube. I can watch him the whole fucking day, because I love neuroscience, like, you know, how your mind works, how
and it's very body... broad as well, you know. They can talk about how your hormones, for example, will affect your day, and then they can talk about relationships, you know, and how it's very interesting.
I think.
I mean, to me, like, you know, what I have learned, you know, it's about the mind. The more I was like, okay, if I change my mind, my life is gonna be better. Not thinking like, you know, thinking like, you know, something. I mean, just being clear with your mind, and not thinking like not everything is about you and stuff, but you can take care of yourself, actually, like, you know, changing your mind, changing your circles, like doing different things.
Checking your circle is good.
Checking your circles. And also, I mean, knowing that I'm not perfect, but I can do better. Like, I'm not perfect, but I know I can do better because I'm willingly to learn. Like, learning is really good. Loving to learn is perfect, because then if you love to learn, I can let Kristine can come and say, oh, Grace, you did this and this, and I'm like, okay, we'll sit and talk about that, instead of me feeling like I'm so offended, like, oh, she said I did this and this. But rather, I'll
immediately
I'll sit with her, and then we talk this. Jamila, you come like, Grace, this and this. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll find time and we'll talk about it, because, you know, that's how we live, instead of being like, you know, these sad people and
holding a grudge for weeks, you know, and then making from this problem like boom.
To a big problem. Exactly. So to me, I've learned how to, you know, learning my mind. I'm still learning, because this mind can really control and stuff. Learning how to reflect on things. If somebody says, I will sit up like, am I the wrong person or this person? If I'm wrong, I will say sorry. If the person is wrong, I'll tell them, like, you know what, I think this is unfair. And also, like, you know, just thinking about everything, is all starts with you, like with your mind and all that.
I would say that I've learned actually a lot, because before I came to Europe, or like I remember when I first came to Europe, like a lot of people would talk about mental health, like for example, some people who have sleep disorders or different things, and I would be like thinking it's so big in my head, like, oh my God, why are these people sick and all that. I would take it a big deal. But ever since I started minding all these things, now I see that I'm kind of more open and accept people that it can happen that someone is really struggling mentally, and even if like some people it can be small things and some people it can be big things. So for me, I think I've been learning this, and now I accept that, okay, it's this. I know I wasn't exposed to it earlier in my childhood, growing up and everything, but now since I'm here and everything, I feel like, okay, now I know that it's even not a taboo to talk about this. It's not even you have to talk about it, even to get better. That you have to have conversations about things that hurt you or affect you in one way or another. And another thing I've learned is to kind of listen and be present.
Listen, there you said it, like, come on, listening to somebody, like when your friend or your partner is telling you about how they feel, and you just sit there, you just feel them, and
exactly. So being present is very important. I mean, it's like the everyday life, like just being present and acknowledging things and stuff and all that. Being more, like, be more kind, like loving and stuff, like, oh my god, it's so easy, like it's so easy, like be more kind and loving, and that's the way to go.
And I feel like what I can do better, it's a lot of things, of course, but it's especially that I'm this person sometimes, like when something happens, I'm not a confronting kind of person, but I feel like it's important, especially if you want your mind, because like if something happened, I kind of sometimes have to sit on it, think about it, and then think about the other person's feeling if I tell them what will happen, and then at a certain point I'll find out I don't even need to talk about this thing, and then I'll keep it. But later it comes back again, and then I feel like it's
tension, when the person that you have this disagreement comes into room, you're like, you're holding a grudge to begin with because something happened and it's unsolved.
Exactly.
You have the bad blood in there.
I mean, that's the same thing, like what I should do better is like, always like, when when I'm not okay, but then I pretend to put on this smile on me, but really I'm not okay, like, just being like, what, I'm okay. Like I remember sometimes, like just when I'm in the middle of crying, then I'm like, I just smile, and and Kristine will be like, has been like, Grace, you are not fine, like you are not fine, like don't even fake it, like you are not fine. So like, I feel like it's also important to be around people who really care about you mentally, I would say, and emotionally, because it really helps, like instead of somebody saying like, oh sorry, like just to say it, like like you have to go in too deep so that you can know, and also trying like to to accept, like, okay, this person this is the way they are feeling and stuff, how can I help, or how can I be there for them? So to me, I have to learn to admit that I'm not okay. I don't have to put this much like, okay, I'm fine. No, I'm not fine. I just have to learn to, and also listening, like I know I talk too much. I talk too much. I love talking, but I want to learn also to listen more to somebody when they are speaking and stuff.
So I think you already became much better.
I'm much better, like listening, and
I think so.
Much better.
When it comes to me, I think where I could be better is acknowledging when I am like close to like burning out. Both physically and mentally, because sometimes I will take on some tasks that I know in my head that bell is ringing, are you sure you can do it? And then I'm like gonna push until the last, I will do this, that, I'll go work out, go, for a walk, make food, for somebody, for myself, and then clock is like, what, 12 o'clock in the night, and I'm still like, like running. But then if I keep doing that several weeks, let's say, then it's gonna hit me hard.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, but I knew it. Like listen to yourself, basically.
And so the advice I would give to you guys, and I can give to myself, to be more present, kinder, and loving. So, and
the one advice I can give to anybody out there watching this video is know when to leave.
That's a good one. From my side, I would say don't be afraid to confront people when you know they've done you wrong, or even when something is not going, when you know like something is up, like just don't be afraid to put your word out there, you know, just face it, you know, like be brave.
So thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, remember to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and share it. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.